video, I'll be telling you of how to make a very nice 3D thumbnail like on screen right now. So let's get straight into it without any further ado. All I ask of you is to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. First things first, you need to go to your browser and link in description, search up Gorilla Tag rig for Blender. Now, or you can go in the link in the description, it'll be called Gorilla_IK rig. When you get in there, it will look like this. So on the right, you should see Gorilla_IK_rig, and it should say latest. You click on it, you click the first one that shows up right here. Now it will start downloading. You click OK on your browser, and don't open this yet, because you're going to want to get your Gorilla Tag map in before you put in your Gorilla. So then what I want you to do, link in description, I want you guys to go to a Discord server called Nacho Engine Studios. And you're going to see map assets a little down from the start. Then you can download literally any map. They get consistent updates. And you're going to want to download any map. But of course, we can go to Gorilla Rig, map assets. And these are the more newer ones. So then you're going to download one of these. I would recommend downloading them from here. I download the mountains, so I'll be using the mountains. So then once you download the mountains map, you can go to your downloads and you can just open Gorilla Tag Mountains. Once you load into it, it should look like this. But don't get any confused. It's not that hard. So first things first, it looks very gray and you can barely see what's happening in this image. So you're to the top right. You're going to click this little circle. Now your image will be colored and it will be a lot easier to tell where's where. But I recommend not doing the next circle because it tends to lag out your PC a lot. And you need a 200 FPS PC to not lag like me. And even then, I'm still lagging. So keep it on this one so it looks very simple without your PC lagging. Then you don't have your Gorilla Monkey. So go to File, Append, and then go to your Gorilla Tag IK Rig Blend. Double click it. And then in this area, you want to go to Object, and then select everything, and Append. And then click on this arrow. You should see something like this. Now that little dot right there is your gorilla. So move him wherever you want. Okay, now that you got your monkey somewhere you want to be, we need a good area to seat it. So we're going to go to Add, Camera. Then we're going to click the camera button on right here. And by the way, make sure to turn on these two things. This will not work without these two things on. And make sure to turn off these two. Click the camera button. You'll be like right here. You might be confused with what's happening. So go to View, Navigation, and Walk Navigation. So then you should be in this camera and then bring it to wherever you want your thumbnail to be. So in this area, I recommend putting your camera more to the ground than up, so it looks more realistic. Make sure to keep in some really cool things that you might add onto the thumbnail to give it more character. Like this lamp. It looks really good in the thumbnail. So then you are saying, well, my monkey's facing away from the camera. Click this little rig, go to rotate mode, which is on the left of your screen, and go to the blue axis and turn to the left. He should be looking at the screen. You can do this all your cosmetics too. I don't really want that, so I would left click it, X, and delete. So now he's looking at the camera, but he's not really in the frame because this little rectangle is in your frame. This is where your thumbnail is going to be, is in this little tiny rectangle. So you're going to click him again. You're going to go in the down arrow and make him go down. So then he goes down. All of your cosmetics won't. So let's say I want to keep the headphones. You put them right here. Back on your monkey. And then boom. You have your monkey in frame, but his hands are in frame. But we'll deal with that later. If you want to change your name, you just click on the name, tab, and delete everything. And then I recommend capitalizing so it looks more realistic, but you don't have to capitalize. I'll go like this. You don't have to. That's just my choice. As you can see, his hands are in the thing. So I just noticed that. And if he sits on the ground, half his body is going to be cut out the frame. So we're going to go back to View, Navigation, and Walk Navigation and put it more to the ground. Like this. Don't worry, this happens a lot in thumbnail creation. You notice mistakes that you didn't notice before. And that is completely fine. That is what making thumbnails in Blender is for. And now that you've got everything, you got all your cosmetics. Now you got your gorilla in the place you want to be. So let's pose him a little bit before we color him. So you're going to want to select this like black outer line, which is his rig. You want to go to pose mode. And you want to take his hand and move it up. And this X means that when I move his hand, both the hands will move like this. But if you don't want this to happen, you can just turn off the X and one hand will move. Like so. But I want both hands to move, so I'm going to click X to make my life easier. Then boom. He's standing up. But let's turn off X and let's rotate a hand. This, move it up, side, boom. And then to give him more character, I'm going to make him standing like this. And then I'm going to make him waving at the camera. So I'm going to move this up, side, and then move this up to the side. Boom, he's kind of waving at the camera, right? Now, these two balls right here, you might be wondering, why does his elbow look like that? What if I don't want his elbow to be out here? Well, you can rotate the elbow by doing this, or you can move the elbow by doing this. So now that you've got that elbow done, you want to do this side. See, it doesn't really like he's waving. So we're going to make his elbow move like that, so it looks like more like he's waving. Now, press F12 on your keyboard if you so far like the project. I think this looks really good, so let's go into the color. Now that you got your thumbnail look good, you can go back to object mode and you can click the actual monkey. Now, not the rig, the actual monkey. And at the bottom of your screen, you should see like this little tiny thing. It says primary color right under the Gorilla Tag shader. Click that and make it literally whatever color you want it to be. In my case, I'm going to make like a lavender purple. Now that you got your color, press F12 again, and let's see if you like your thumbnail. I think my thumbnail looks really good, but what if I want cosmetics? And what if I want a custom face? Well, that's all up to you, because if this video gets a bunch of likes, views, and subscribers, I'll make a second part discussing how to get cosmetics on your gorilla and how to color them with shaders, and also how to have custom faces like on this thumbnail. Share the video, like and subscribe. Make sure to hype the video up. Peace.